just so nice. Really nice changes. I like it. That's right.
We only 4 minutes before it starts.
Okay. I'm gonna just do just one time.
Good morning. A little bossa nova to start off our Sunday together. That sounds just about right. Well, greetings and welcome to Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Stacy and this is Rock, and we're going to share some singing together. In your bulletin, there are words for our 2 songs today. And we're going to start our day with love, we're going to start our day with peace, and we're going to start our day with joy. Are you in on that? All right, let's stand together and sing.
So you've got that blue sheet in there. It's got the lyrics you're going to need.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I choose love, love, love. I choose love, love. Choose love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace. I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, peace, 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 peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, 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 joy.
Yeah, we do.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Here we go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I'm free. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Good morning. Since we're only here for God, go ahead and turn to your neighbor and say, "Good morning, God." Good morning. Good morning, God. Don't worry, I turned the air on. It's warm. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful morning at the Seal Beach Center for Spiritual Living. We are a spiritual community whose doors have been open for well over 50 years, celebrating life through spiritual principles like wholeness, oneness, goodness, and spiritual practices like mindfulness, meditation, affirmation, prayer. Combining those together, we serve humanity to awaken to its spiritual magnificence through ourselves and being an example to others. And so if you're here for the first time, we welcome you, no matter what walk of life, faith, tradition, wherever you come from, you are absolutely welcome here. We have a gift bag out front if you'd like to pick one up on your way out. And we have a stellar service in store for you this morning. Who here came for a little spiritual nourishment? Yes, you are here in the right place at the right time with the right people. And so our musical guest this morning is Tina Carson. Our amazing house musicians is Stacy and Rock Robbins. Our beloved and sacred practitioner this morning is Sylvia Hungerford. And my beloved Reverend Michael and I will be sharing the message this morning. Yes. First, I have a few announcements. Carl, will you raise your hand, please? Carl? Where's Carl? Okay, he's in the bathroom, guys. Okay. I'm going to do him last then. Okay, because I want you to be able to see who he is. Okay. Sylvia, will you please come sit up here while I announce your... Sylvia is holding a visioning workshop this afternoon. It's from 1:30 to 3:30, and we will be creating a vision and vision board for our lives. And 12:45 to 1 is the lunch, and from 1:30 to 3:30 is the actual workshop. And these are incredible, dynamic workshops. It's amazing. I remember doing visioning for myself years ago, and now seeing the demonstration of it. So I absolutely invite you to participate in this. Also, is Steve Blue around? Can you please raise your hand? Steve Blue is the congregant in charge of our outreach bag, outreach, I guess that's what you could call it. And we will be putting together all of the supplies that we've been collecting over the month. We've collected a lot of supplies, haven't we? Yes, and it's going to serve a lot of people. And so if you want to just come here and help put those bags together on June 27th, that's this Wednesday from 1 to 3. You can participate in that. You don't have to sign up or anything, just come on in. Also, if you'd like to be a part of passing them out at the Christian Outreach in Action that we do on the 5th Saturday of the month, you can come, that's June 30th, and we'll be passing them out then. On to Reverend Juanita's book study. She has a book study starting called The Power of Receiving by Amanda Owens. And this is going to start on Tuesdays, June 10th through August 7th, and it's a morning class, or it's a morning book study, so from 10:30 to 12:30. I love morning ones because my brain is all fresh and ready to take in information. And this book study was suggested by some seniors who felt that they had spent a lifetime giving, and now are in a position where they either willingly or unwillingly have to receive care, receive support, receive help. And so this book study isn't just for seniors, it's for anyone who has an easier time giving than receiving and would like to share in this experience together. We also have, if you are at our fundraiser, the annual fundraiser that we did, which by the way, pretty much raised about, this is an estimate, $20,000. Yes. But some people have won prizes and didn't pick them up. So if I emailed you, or those who I have not emailed because I didn't have your email, Eileen P., Barbara Charward, Sue, sorry, I can't see your last name. Shad, yes, you have a gift over there. Michael Martinez, Jack Roberts, and others. There is a table right there with your prizes on it. So come and get them. Also, I'd like to make an announcement about our own beloved Tina Carson. When we had Reverend Robin Holt from Australia come and speak, little did I know that she was going to snatch up one of our beloved musicians and ask her to come help her start the very first Center for Spiritual Living ever in Australia. Yes. So they will be trailblazing together, and so we want to help support and fund this effort because we care about a world that works for everyone, which starts with Centers for Spiritual Living, hopefully. And so if you want to donate to Tina, there's a basket over there. There's a GoFundMe page. You know, anything you do, she's willing to get up, move out of her life for a couple of months, and devote herself to helping this center create its musical ministry. And so I love you and I honor you, and this is big. So let's support her. I'd like to invite up Janice now to share an announcement with us.
Hi, everybody. I sprinkled them around the sanctuary. There's a flyer about an upcoming wedding shower because Reverends Michael and Nicole are getting married, and we need to have a party. So it's going to be Saturday, July 21st from 3 to 5 p.m. It'll be here, and we're going to have a quick planning meeting after church this morning. We'll just meet back there. We just need to pull together a few ideas, maybe come up with a theme, a food plan, and then we'll start this ball rolling.
Okay. And now one of our amazing and beloved practitioners has chosen to move to Prescott, Arizona for her next stage of her life. And so I'd like to invite up Grace McManus to say goodbye to us.
Good morning, everybody. This is kind of amazing. I have been coming here since 1988, and I have a friend. I didn't know she was going to be here, and I met her here in 1988. And although I didn't come exactly for 30 years, but it's probably been about 25. And Richard and I made the decision to move, to leave California. It was not a sudden decision. We'd been thinking about it for several years, but we couldn't decide where. And we visited the Southwest in 2016, just absolutely loved the area. Flagstaff, Prescott, it's just beautiful, slower pace. I can go on and on. So I will say that this has been my spiritual home for many years. And when I first came here, and Nancy will remember, Dwayne and Devona Cox were the co-ministers. So it's really neat knowing that I'm leaving with Reverend Michael and Nicole being the co-ministers. And I know this church is in good hands, in good hands. We have a very smart, very capable board. We have a great team of practitioners. Please use those services because they are wonderful. And of course, lovely people that come here. It's just been a really wonderful experience. You're learning to live well. That's what this church is about. It's learning to live your life well. And you get it because you come for the services, you come for the classes, the social events, and the music, of course, and a lot of good people. So I will miss all of you, but we do plan on coming back. So we'll be here maybe, hopefully in November. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you. Now, I want to invite us to move into a time of spiritual practice together. If you want, I want to invite you to plant your feet on the ground, relax your back into the chair, and just imagine that the divine is holding you up. Let the chair be a symbol, be a material symbol of that divine love and energy that is always surrounding us, that even when we feel weak, that even when we feel like we can't stand on our own, that this beautiful Mother Earth, all that she offers, and the Divine Father are always there holding us up, cradling and comforting us. We live in the midst of the divine.
I open
to truth. I open my life to truth.
I was deeply moved when I heard children were being separated from their families. I was hesitant to give this invocation. Yet, in our teaching and in Jesus' words, judge not according to appearances, I hold to this declaration. Please affirm silently with me, God and love prevails in this situation. Every time we smile, it is God smiling through us. I contemplated what made me smile. Even when I'm not feeling my best, one of the most precious sights that makes me smile is an innocent child that is smiling with the joy of being. I love to see the laughter of babies. Each is a reflection of God smiling. I love their joyous enthusiasm for life. I trust to see each smile of contentment when each child is reunited with their family. Each of us is a child of God, and it is our birthright to live fully with joyous expectations, smiling with the universe, embraced in love. A quote from Emerson, live well, learn plenty, life often, and I add, smile more. When we smile, it is a Christ within ourselves, beholding the Christ within each other. As we enter into the silence, let us make God smile as we contemplate the joy of harmony and love with a smile on our face. Let us welcome the energy of love, created in the silence by each smile this morning as we gather in loving fellowship. I'm thankful for everyone who's taken part in creating a loving space, all who enters our doors, uplifted by the beautiful music of Stacy and Rock Robbins and Tina Carson. I bless our precious youth and each teacher who nurtures their open minds and hearts as children of God. And of course, I bless our Reverends Michael and Nicole with their message, Making God Smile. Please join me in saying, and so it is.
I open my heart, I open my hands, I open my life to truth. I open my mind, I open my eyes, I open my life to truth. To see the way that love would have me see. To live the way that I am meant to be. I open my eyes to truth. I open my mind to truth. I open my heart to truth. I open my life to truth.
Good morning. I am so grateful. I'm just filled with gratitude this morning and this morning. So this other morning was the 9 a.m. You can tell. I did it. I didn't play my guitar for a lot of years, and then I found myself in the foundations class, and then by the couple classes down the road, I was playing my guitar again, and then I was coming to this church that I swore I wasn't going to come to. And then I became a practitioner, and you are my family, and I just wanted you to know that I love you. I love you very much. I am light. 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 I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. I am light. Sing with me. I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. I am light. Here we go. I am light. 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 I am light, I am light. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. I am light. One more time. I am light. I am light. Do it again.
Thank you, Tina. Good morning, Seal Beach. So it's about making God smile. I need your help, though. So can everyone let that love and blessing and joy bloom up from inside of yourself and turn and smile to everyone here for me? So imprint that on your mind. That may be the most important message you take home, because it's a very special, very loving, very warm message that you each just gave to each other. So this month is all about joyous living. And in my mind, the Eastern tradition does such a better job of expressing joyous living and teaching and training us than the Western tradition, because they give it to us from the moment we come into this experience until the moment we give up our body and leave this experience. And they go beyond. And sometimes the Western tradition keeps going back to a God that's somewhere out there, sort of, that we have to earn the grace. And normally it's His grace. So what I want to do is I want to share with you from the words of a man I'm studying that Ernest Holmes studied at the end of his life. It's a Hindu mystic and scholar named Sri Aurobindo. And this is for all you wisdom gurus out there. I promise I won't stay on this forever, for you down-to-earth people. But this is Mr. Aurobindo actually quoting the ancient Hindu scriptures, the Upanishads. And Aurobindo's message was all about living the life divine and delighting in the life of God, and God delighting in our life. It goes like this. For who could live or breathe if there were not this delight of existence as the ether in which we dwell? From delight, all these beings are born. By delight, they exist and grow. To delight, they return. So in the Hindu tradition, they have this expression that describes God. And in the Hindu tradition, when we describe God, it describes us. And it goes, and then the word is Satchit Ananda. And it's the physical expression, the consciousness, and the bliss. And it's always the physical expression where we get in trouble. My beloved has a saying, when humans get involved, sometimes things get messy. And Aurobindo tells us that when we take this personality, when we take this physical expression, for some reason, this pure and unadulterated connection to bliss gets blurry. It doesn't go away. But in this life experience, we tend to see through veils and see it in glimpses rather than it all the time. And so as we come into this experience, both Aurobindo and Ernest Holmes told us the most powerful thing for change in the world is the evolution of consciousness. And so it evolves and evolves and evolves. And as it evolves, our thinking changes and things get better. And the Hindu has an expression of the material existence, where we live life as it's a dog-eat-dog world. There's not such thing as spiritual enlightenment and powers from above. What we have, and we have to fight to have our way. And we get this experience. So if something is pleasing to us or beneficial to us, we tend to call it good. And if it's painful to us, or causes us suffering, we tend to call it evil. And I was getting ready for this talk, I read this great point Aurobindo made, and it really applies to us. He says, the telltale sign of the evolution of consciousness is when people start creating things out of the formless. Well, you know, here we say thoughts can change your life. Here we say we have affirmative prayer. We have spiritual mind treatment. Here we say if you want something, put your mind to it, focus on it, and know that it is yours. And you've just fulfilled what Aurobindo said, creating things out of the formless. So this is the evolution of consciousness, and there's ethics involved in it. The ethics, and when we think about the evolution of consciousness, think back in decades and centuries. So our ethics are much better than they were 1,000 years ago. And Aurobindo says, as we realize more of who we are, our ethics change. Our ethics get higher. And he says we actually get to a point where we no longer need ethics because our consciousness is such that we know we're all connected and we would never do anything harmful to another because they are us. And he has different terminologies for that. So in 3 minutes, that's the 3,000-year-old teachings of the Hindu, which is very close to us. So now, I got a question for you. Who is the spiritual leader, big spiritual leader of entire movements that exhibits joy more than any other one? Dalai Lama. I had to give a hint to the 9 o'clock. How many of you seen that Dalai Lama on national TV giggling and cutting up? And how many of us here like to goof off? So we have just gained the Dalai Lama's top prize for spiritual experience. This is a quote. He says, joy is at the top of spiritual experiences. And the Dalai Lama also gives a good Buddhist message that says your joy is not dependent on the situation you're in. He said this, and he went through a very tough time. He had to leave when he was a kid. He had to be exiled from his country. He said this, China took my country. Why should I give them my happiness? And he went on to say that I am so blessed that that happened to me. I've traveled the world. I've met with all these great spiritual leaders. I've lived the life that I would not want to live any other life. He said if it wouldn't have happened, I would have been the Dalai Lama there, and he described it, I would have been a bird in a golden cage. So it wouldn't have been as good. Other people point to this joyful experience too. Ram Dass tells us the tough times are just grist for the mill for the joyous times. Teilhard de Chardin says, joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Now, if we were Hindu, we would know that our duty is to live a joyful life. But we're not. We're Americans, so maybe our spiritual job is to live a joyful life and do it every day that we can. But things get messy, don't they? We start looking at the material world. We start watching TV or listen to one of our friends, and we just don't feel it. And we wonder what's wrong. We wonder if this spirit is really working. And Ernest Holmes tells us something about that. When we're in this moment of doubt, he says, the spirit is neither sad nor depressed. If you would catch the vision of the joy that should be yours, you must dry your tears, you must lay aside your fears, you must think from the inspirational center within you, which is nothing less than the divine in you, singing its song of life. And what's the other thing we can do when we're down, when we're not feeling it? Well, I think most of us did it today. We came to this loving community. I'm sure there's lots of people here that look forward to the hugs they get at the door and everywhere else when they come here. I'm sure there's a lot of people here that just like being here. Lord knows they're sitting in the same seat for 10 years, so they must like being here. You know who you guys are. I won't have to call you out. There's some of us that think that Floran made that plate of food just for them, right? And they celebrate. Sometimes they complain a little bit, but they celebrate. They meet their friends. They meet the new friends that aren't friends yet. Yeah, so sometimes that's what it takes. But sometimes we have a little bit much of ourselves, and we say there's a situation that's bothering me. And I know I've made this commitment to living this life of spiritual joy every day. But damn it, this is bothering me. It's not right. This person is evil, is wrong. We're judgmental about them. And you can do that, but I have a warning for you when you do that. And it's from one of the early writers of New Thought named Wallace Wattles. He says this: the moment you permit your mind to dwell on with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. You fix attention to the common, the ordinary, the poor, and the squalid of being, and your mind takes the form of these things. Then you will transmit these forms or mental images to the formless, and the poor, the squalid, and the mean will come to you. To permit your mind to dwell on the inferior is to become inferior and surround yourself with inferior things. On the other hand, to fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and to become the best. So that's why we like to say when we come here, welcome to the best day ever. So now I have a challenge for you. Take this challenge I've been given to you for the last 8 or 9 minutes and accept a life of joy. Recommit yourself to living a joyful life. And I want to end my part of the talk in a meditative part of this. So I want you to just relax, sit in your chair, maybe putting your feet on your ground. Allow that joy and blessing and love to ooze up from you. Feel that joy and blessing at the top of your head. Let it move down to your shoulders. Let it move down to your chest area, to the tips of your fingers. Let it move on down to your solar plexus, to your legs, and feel this tingling of spirit in the bottoms of your toes. And be with this and accept this blessing I give to you from Ernest Holmes in this thing called you. It goes like this: I place my affairs in the hands of goodness, truth, love, wisdom. I am guided by divine intelligence. That which I seek is seeking me. That which belongs to me comes to me. What is mine will claim me, know me, and rush to me. Only good, truth, love, wisdom, and power goes out from me. Only good, truth, love, wisdom, and power comes back to me. The power of the living Spirit exists at the center of my being. God is right where I am. God is what I am. All the God that God has is mine now. So as you come back to the room, just know that this is your truth. Know that you are this being of light, and you can spread your light into the world. Know that you are this being of love, and the joy and love that you have can bless you and can go forward, and you can change the world. God bless you, and thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Michael. I was very spiritually nourished. Oh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, I had something happen to me this week that doesn't normally happen to me. I had a really hard time trying to figure out what I was going to share this morning. Normally, what happens is Spirit somehow in life just kind of inspires me and downloads through me, and I try to do my best to relay the inspiration or message in a way that's applicable and meaningful. But the intention that was set for this month was for joyful living, for all of us to step into joyful living. And how was I supposed to come up here and share about joyful living when I saw this sadness that went on with these children this week, being taken away from their parents, being separated from their loved ones? It was hard. And so I want you to know that I'm not a really political person. I chose to give up any party preference when I became a minister here because I never want to make anyone feel not welcome. We are a welcoming place for everyone. But I am passionate, and I am a passionate minister here for human rights, for the right of every divine being that shows up in a human form. And with that, I want to say, and I hope to always be able to remind us, that in this faith, in this philosophy, in this way of life, in the science of mind, in the Centers for Spiritual Living, we are for human rights in every situation, period. Right. We are not here to claim that anyone is right or wrong. Ernest Holmes said, if I could find one person who could be for something and against nothing. We are not against, but we are for the right of every human being to live the way they choose, as so long as it is supportive of themselves and others. And that's Dr. Ernest Holmes, he wrote this. He said, I salute the God presence in everyone I meet, and I know that as surely as I do this, the love dwelling in them responds to that same presence that is within me. We act in unison for peace and understanding. For peace and understanding. And with that, I am reminded that making God smile, that making that divine indwelling presence within us and within everyone smile is one of the most evolved spiritual practices that we could ever try to do. It transcends the level of our energy and of who we are when we live in the focus of making the beloved smile. And so the message then this morning becomes, or is now, that yes, there is an apparent power of negativity, there is an apparent power of evil, there is an apparent power of chaos. And yet we, as divine revolutionaries, as free thinkers, as individualists, we have the power and authority within us right here and now and in every given moment to turn our backs on that apparent power and shine our light on the truth and let that light fill us. Because there is only one truth, and that is that God is all there is, in all, through all. Does that mean that effects don't happen? No. Does it mean that we are not at free will to make poor choices? No. But what it means is that back behind the cause that caused the cause that caused the cause was a first cause. And that first cause is always, will always be divine. Period. Yes? Yes. Yes. And so that invites us to remember to remember truth. And what is truth? The truth is that there is more good in this world than could ever be bad. The truth is that there is a divine presence within each one of us that guides us and reminds us. The truth is that everything is spiritual, and yet this is spirit, it is God, in a very low vibrational spiritual energy, right? We are all energy, and we're all vibrating at different frequencies. And so there are some in this world who are vibrating at the level of a rock, and there are others who don't. It's true. It's the only way that we can be one but not the same. We are one, but we are not the same, right? Right. And so there are those of us who transcend that, who say, yeah, hey, I get it. The rock is spirit. Okay, and I am more than just the material world. I am more. I am a God-given spirit being in this divine, esoteric universe that, yes, has atoms that collapse together and become form. Does that take anything away from it? No. No. And I was studying recently this really old philosopher, Plotinus. And to be honest with you, I thought it was going to be really boring, because I'm like, he came from like 200 of the Common Era. What is he going to teach me? Some old dead guy. And then, I'm just kidding. And then I start to realize that he was brilliant. And his idea of spirituality is so in alignment with ours that actually Ernest Holmes we're very much like a Neo-Platonist philosophy. But one of the things that he realized was this spiritual aspect of instantaneous knowing. Instantaneous knowing that every one of us has this. And it's the intuition. And intuition in Latin means to behold. There is an instantaneous beholding that every one of us has an ability for, has an ability to experience. Plato called it, he explained it like a kindling of a fire, and then all of a sudden there's a flame, and then all of a sudden there's light, and we say, oh, I see. It's where the finite human mind finally recognizes itself as an infinite experience. And Dr. Ernest Holmes, he said that he agreed with Aurobindo that the goal of our life, or the purpose of our life here, is to delight in God, because that is what we experience when we remember truth, when instantaneous seeing within our mind's eye reminds us of what life is, of what cause is, of what the only power in this world truly is. And so we delight in God. Whatever that word means for you, whatever word you use in place of that, we delight in life. I wanted to share with you one of the ways that I delight in life, because I think learning a variety of spiritual practices is very helpful. And so one of my favorite spiritual practices is having fun. Does anybody here like to have fun? Okay. See, some people think like, ooh, I'm spiritual, like I don't have fun. I don't know where that came from, but they're like, oh, I'm too evolved and to be silly, right? Who's too evolved to be silly? I think that some of the coolest spiritual, like Michael said, Reverend Michael said about the Dalai Lama, some of the coolest people I've ever known that I thought were like spiritually evolved were also the kind of people who were just light on themselves and others. They forgave easily, they had compassion, they didn't take things personally, and I just love that. And I love to play, I love to be silly. I love that Stacy thinks that my goofy laugh on stage is hilarious. I just love it. And have you ever just let yourself go and just had fun And did that bring you to that remembrance of, oh, I see, this is what life is supposed to be about. This is that pure knowing of truth, that we're okay no matter where we're at, no matter where we are on the spectrum of healthy living or joyous living, that there is good inside every one of us, period. And I wanted to share with you one of my favorite things, just in case you see me moody. One of my favorite things when I'm grouchy or in a bad mood is for someone to come up to me and say, let's do something fun today. Do you love that when people say that? Let's do something fun today. How often are we actually having fun? There's always important things to get done, or the house to get clean, or bills to get paid, or emails to respond to. But there's also fun in life, and it's beautiful, and oh my gosh, the sun actually came out. How wonderful and glorious for us. And so what I wonder is, what if we, in the midst of all of the stuff that is not the first cause of life, what if we, in the midst of all that, became an example? I remember a long time ago, well, about 8.5 years ago, when I got sober, I needed an example of a person to show me how to live. When I started ministerial school, I needed an example of a person to show me how it could be done. Do you understand? You need an example, right? So what if we became the example of joyful living in the midst of no matter what is going on? And we can be that ray of light for one another, and we do not deny the experiences. Hey, there's spiritual activists all over the place, and I say more power to you. But here in this place, everyone is welcome, and everyone can be an example of what might be possible. Tina and I were just talking about that before service. We're like, how did we get here? She's going off to Australia to start a new center. I get to be here. And we're like, oh, we bought into it. We bought into the idea that the science of mind philosophy, that we could change our lives by changing our thinking, that if we believed in the good within us and the positivity within us, that our entire lives would be lifted, and it worked. Yes. 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 And so I just want to close with a prayer. I want to close with a prayer. I feel the power of the beloved right here in this room. I see the holiness on every face. And what I know is that there is good inside every single human being, no matter whether we can see it or not. And in that, we can hold the light for one another. We can hold the light for ourselves. We can smile on the beloved, in each other, in the mirror. We can be an example of what might be possible, living a healthy life with a healthy mind that says, yes, I am enough. Yes, I am magnificent. Yes, I deserve love. Every one of us is this. Oh, yes, it is so. It is so. And with grateful heart, I say, and so it is. So it is.
Let's do something fun today.
Yeah.
Just practice that. I'm just practicing. I know, too, that the truth for me and many others, all of us actually, if you buy into it, is that regardless of the situation, and as serious it is, sometimes we feel like we don't have the permission to have joy when something horrible is happening. That it's not right for us to have laughter and joy. But just think of it this way. If you're not, you are possibly blocking the flow of all that is good and all the healing. We just don't know, right? And so raising that vibration up into joy, and sending that out to wherever you want to send that, whether it's through your body, your family, our country, the world, whatever, it does make a difference. So, if you need permission, I'm going to give you permission right now. Go ahead and step into joy, and then you'll more than likely make God smile, I suppose. That's pretty much how that goes. spilling out like water, like the mountain gave a daughter. Surrender never felt so good. I grew it strong like a sacred wood, and now the roots are running deeper, all illusion getting weaker. You see the wisdom, it don't come from reading, it comes from believing. What I know is that I don't know, and now I dance and I sing and I live full. I give it all to the call of the unknown. I own. What I say is that I don't say, and now I rest, no stress in the holy name. All fears and my tears, give it all away. I play like a child of the earth. Steady in the vision, oh child, now we're living. I lay it down with the joy unbounded. I let my maker string and sound it, and all the colors, well, they enter. There's no need for defender. You see the answer, I am no more seeking, only love I'm keeping. What I know is that I don't know, and now I dance and I sing and I live full. I give it all to the call of the unknown. I won't. What I say is that I don't say, and now I rest in the stress of the holy name. All fears and my tears, give it all away. I play like a child of the earth. And what I know is that I don't know, and now I dance and I sing and I live full. I give it all to the call of the unknown. I own. What I say is that I don't say, and now I rest, no stress in the holy name. All my fears and my tears, give it all away, and I play like a child of the earth. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. I give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. I give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. I give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Sing it with me. I give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. I give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. You do it. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. A little louder. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love, my love. Give it all to my love, my love, my love, my love, my love.
Don't worry, she'll be here one more time before she leaves. Yes, next week. So, Carl, are you here now from the restroom? Where is he? Oh my goodness. Listen, people, Carl really wants you all to come to his dock party. Anyone and everyone is welcome. There's flyers out there. It's Tuesday, July 3rd. There's a firework party. It starts at 5 p.m. Everyone is welcome to come. So, pick up a flyer on your way out. Tons of people go to his dock parties. You'll have a great time. You'll be able to mingle with people from here, and that's that. So now I'd like to invite you, if you felt spiritually nourished and fed here, to contribute to our spiritual community in whatever way you can, through money or through consciousness, or both. And to just hold your hands over your heart with that donation or with that consciousness and recognize the heart space. The electromagnetic framework of it is pulsating, stronger than anything. And it takes what we offer and it sends it out into the world and it sends it in a circle right back to us. How good it is to know that we get to give. And so I want to invite you to say our offering blessing with me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous. Thank you, God.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So I just want to encourage us all to come together in our hearts as we close this up, yeah? And get ready to go out there and be our big, beautiful selves. First, I want to invite all of the practitioners here and the ministers to please stand up and join me in this. The reason why they stand, I could be wrong, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it, is they're holding the space for you with this while we're closing together, but also they're standing so that you can see them, take a good look, because you don't want to miss the opportunity for us to hold space for you through the prayer. Okay? So all those people will be standing over there on the side, and if you need prayer, go see them. Yeah. So, I know this. I know that God is all there is. God is all there is. And that in enough is enough to know. But in addition to that, I will step into the truth of knowing that every person here is not separated by any circumstance, any place, anything, but shares in the truth of the oneness, which is peace and love and harmony and abundance and prosperity and joy and laughter. And so I bless all who are here to step into their magnificence, my magnificence, all of ours, as we go out from here and just be our big, beautiful selves. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Tina. Bring in the kids. Let's bring in the kids.
Good morning. Congratulations. So this month our theme has been living joyfully. And in the kinder through third grade room today, we really made it a celebration about ourselves and realizing that self-love and loving ourselves is really going to be the beginning to living joyfully. And we talked about how when we have that and knowing that God, or all the different names that we call God, is a part of us and supporting us at all times, that our achievements and our possibilities are limitless. So we all made buttons with our name on it, and we decorated them. And so everybody's wearing a button. And then we all chose something that we know how to do that we didn't know how to do before. And we made an award for ourselves. And I think I've got a few people that want to share what that is. You want to start?
Playing the piano.
Playing the piano.
Playing the piano, wow.
Good one.
Making friends.
Great one.
Running hurdles.
Running hurdles.
Oh, wow. Writing.
Writing. And Eli's a great writer.
Helping my cousin.
Love that.
Drawing. Math.
Good job, Presley.
Riding my bike. I was upstairs.
Oh, you were upstairs? So, they all start to look alike. Actually, we have a spokesperson for the teen and junior high group, and that's Dahlia, and she's going to tell you what they did upstairs.
So today upstairs we talked about grace and how it means to just let life flow by instead of forcing it. So to practice that, we closed our eyes and drew a self-portrait by just breathing and letting it flow without too much effort and not trying to force anything or struggle.
Wow.
Do you have something? Okay, and now we're going to hear from our camp teens.
Good morning. Okay, so pretend that we have a finished poster up here. We're working on our poster that we're going to bring to camp, and so far we have the concept down. And something that I learned about camp is something about pink bubbles, and that means you're sending love bubbles. You're sending love bubbles. And so our theme for camp this year is work hard, pray hard. So we're going to have hands coming up, and we're going to say, wait, what is it?
Working hard at praying hard, sending love bubbles everywhere.
Yeah. So we're going to have to get together and actually bring that into fruition and with snacks. They're all about the snacks. I just don't even get it.
Well, speaking of snacks, we have some back there for our bake sale, along with the shirts and the totes and the hats that is helping support sending the teens to camp. Thank you.
Yes. It's all.
Yes.
And if you're not much for teens, it also helps free market our community out into the world. So buy some merchandise. I'm just kidding. Okay, everybody stand and take a hand. I'm just gonna say it. Okay. Okay. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in all that I do.
Life is in all that I do.
I give thanks for it.
I give thanks for it.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
And just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
There is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment.